All right, so I did a live yesterday as a result of a video that was getting some attention, and that video was talking about basically how people on the right don't want a civil war and how they're being controlled by, other Republicans higher up the food chain, how it is they really have nothing in common with billionaires, stuff like that. And so I did a live, and it was hilarious because after a bit, it was dead for a little bit, but after a bit, a lot of people from the right started coming in, and oh my God, if you guys want to know how much of a mess right-wing politics is right now, they're still pushing the Keystone XL pipeline as a reason for things. That and how gas prices were, I quote, $1.87 a gallon under Trump, which you can pull the historical data for that and see that it's not the case. To debunk that for you, if you go look up the fuel trends for 2 months out of the 4 years that Trump was in office, gas was $1.90. I keep wanting to say 1.9 cents, but $1.90. The Keystone Pipeline, if you didn't know, going back to that, it was actually never in service, never functioned. It was shut down before it was even there. And the people behind that were even admitting it would have done nothing for gas here anyway. So, but that thing's got whiskers. It's so old. They're also pushing the narrative that their finances were better under Trump, but it just shows how brainwashed they are to not understand that they were worse off. One person was like, Trump doubled the minimum deduction, the default deduction, standard deduction for taxpayers, and therefore he was so much better, ignoring all the other stuff that was cut and ignoring that it's been documented well that taxes were skewed. Tax cuts were skewed towards the rich. Like, never mind all of that. But yeah, these talking points, my God, like they're using stale content that's been debunked like publicly in multiple places, like it's some kind of win. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate the engagement. The live was great for that. Some of the dumb things that came up were amazing. These people have no thought of their own. Like, the only reason they're voting for Trump is because they can't think about voting for anybody else. Now I like to think that two things that are good. One is that if I'm getting that kind of attention in my regular videos, which spurred the live, from these kinds of people, then my channel's growing. It's doing well. It's getting on its way to where it needs to be if I'm getting that kind of attention. Because people like us generally do not pay attention to channels they don't think are going to give them attention, or that don't have a following. So I appreciate that. Secondarily, you can always learn something in a situation. Now, I try to stay up on politics. Doesn't mean I know everything, but I'm gonna tell you what I learned and then tell you what I learned based off of that. So one, I did not know Harris was in charge of any portion of the border. I did not get that information. This is why we need more video apps like TikTok to be able to provide us some information to look into. So I fact-checked it. I was having a problem finding anything saying she was specifically in charge of the border. Now, a lot of people on the right would probably say, but she was, Biden put her in front of it. And I think somebody tried to send me a video, but the link was incomplete, or TikTok did something to it. I figured out the user was. If you were watching this video and you came back, I did see your link. I did not ignore it. But it looks like Biden had put her in charge of figuring out the root cause of some of the border issues. She was not put in charge of every border operation. And to answer the question that was in the chat or the live multiple times, because I was curious too, what has she done for the border? My response was, it appears she didn't do anything positive nor negative. I was wrong. She did do something positive. She raised money to help get, stuff working in South America, specifically getting people jobs and support so they stay there rather than running here. But as has been noted numerous times, jobs aren't the only reason people run here. Sometimes the horrible conditions of South American countries are why people come here looking for better opportunities, or because their life is in danger, so they're seeking asylum. That still does not justify the claim that is made on the right that these lawless immigrants come over and killing everybody. So, but a lot of wackadoos. I am sure I'm forgetting a lot of the other talking points that were in there. I had one person who tried to claim that because their tax return was good one year, Trump was good for everybody. I had another person who claimed to be a mortgage banker, claiming that Biden was going to put a 44.6% or 5% was their word, capital gains tax on everyone. Never mind that was on, the capital gains was on the estate tax for what I could see. And if it was going to be on anything else, it was a graduated system. But I could not find any direct information showing a 44.5% capital gains tax on property sales. This person's a mortgage banker. If they come into my stuff again, I'm probably going to find out who they are and see what to do to get them not to be working in that field anymore, because they tried to lie to me. And that means if they're going to have 1% of the truth of something and they're going to be pushing that as truth to customers, they're lying to their customers. So anyway, sorry for the long video, guys. I do appreciate everybody that hopped in, all the roses, all the likes, and everything that happened yesterday. It was a good chat overall. It got a little crazy with so many people just yelling back and forth, but it was a really good live, and I do appreciate that. So until next time, guys. Bye.